make a few decisions. First, I wanted to update the committee. I know in our first meeting, we had referenced a little bit talking about initial order and how crucial that is going to be for this upcoming cookie program. And so with that being said, I know our committee had discussed that, maybe moving the ACH date would make troops feel more comfortable. So I'm excited to revisit that and also make some selections for this year's reward program as well. So just to make sure, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me just do one other thing here really quick and we're good to go. So again, thank you for being here. So like I mentioned, I just kind of went through this agenda, but we are going to also discuss the possibility of a troop cookie training that I will offer virtually on a weekend. So I would like to ask the committee what they think would work best for volunteers. We'll talk about that ACH date adjustment, and we'll also talk about the committee had made the decision to change the Superseller and Disney Trip MacBook Pro levels. And so with that, I have a couple proposals that we can vote on to determine which reward levels we would like to go with for 2023. And then finally, we actually got a lot of votes between our last meeting and tonight from our girls on the recognitions for next year. So I think we will be able to better make a decision this evening on what our girl program rewards could be. So I'm excited to dive in with you. So my first topic that I wanted to present to our committee was a troop cookie training on a weekend in December. So I know typically we offer trainings on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and I do think that works well, avoiding a Monday evening and also Wednesday. I do know it's pretty much inevitable to have some sort of conflict with a training, but I also thought in order to better meet our volunteers, I could also offer a weekend training. So my proposal to the committee would be to offer either Saturday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. They're usually typically about 2-hour training, so that would get everyone done by about noon on Saturday. Or we could offer a Sunday, December 4th training that would be mid-afternoon. We would avoid church and then move on from there. So I didn't know, Carrie, if you had a vote while you're here live with us.
I think I was Sunday at 3.
Okay, Sunday at 3, that's perfect. I'm gonna write that down here and add that to our votes that we'll solicit then via email as well. So again, that's just a proposition. And if if we get feedback from the committee that a weekend would absolutely not be a great idea, then we can go back to the schedule and look at adding another weeknight training. But I do hope that this could be a good effort to meet those parents and troop leaders who are busy in the evenings with their kids and their kids' activities. And so this could be a good possibility.
So Emma, that would give us 3 trainings, 2
yes,
during the week on weeknights, and then 1 weekend.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, adding it to it, I think, is a really good idea, as long as you're not taking away one of the weeknights.
Right, absolutely. And so, yes, just to be clear, it would be keeping a Tuesday, Thursday night training, and we would be adding a 3rd training option on a weekend, either Saturday or Sunday in December. So yes, we're not looking at taking away any trainings. This would be in addition to 2 weeknight trainings. Absolutely. Thanks, Kelly and Carrie, for making sure I was clear on that. I appreciate it. So as I kind of referenced earlier, we did talk a little bit in last month's meeting about the initial order and the fact that given that we are going into 2023 kind of fully expecting another challenging year when it comes to delivery and inventory and things like that, and one way that we can try to prevent or maybe at least postpone those problems is by having a nice, healthy initial order. And so I know one of the things that we've heard from not only our committee, but from other volunteers is the fact that, that first ACH is so quick after the beginning of the cookie program. Troops just don't feel comfortable placing an initial order, given that that first ACH is 1/3 of the troop's initial order balance. So in an effort to meet our volunteers where they are, our council finance department has approved an adjusted first ACH date for the upcoming 2023 cookie program. So instead of the previously scheduled February 21st, 2023, the first ACH will instead be taken on February 28th. So that is, I believe it's a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And so it has multiple benefits. And really the benefits are to our troops and our Girl Scouts, which is what we were looking for, because it does give them an additional full weekend to host booths, go door to door, hit a basketball game, something like that, and collect even more money before anything is withdrawn from the initial order. It also gives troops Monday then to collect and process that money and deposit it in their troop bank accounts before we place that ACH. So I am very excited about this change. I think it's a very positive change, and I hope that our committee feels the same. Kelly, I didn't know if I missed anything or you wanted to add anything, or Carrie, if you had any thoughts as a committee member.
I think it sounds like a great idea. I think it'll help a lot with people increasing their initial order.
Absolutely. I think it will just add a level of comfort that, we have that extra weekend, and that really makes all the difference for our troops. And so I think it'll be good for them. All right. Perfect. Well, if there's no other feedback on that ACH adjustment, we will go ahead and continue on with that. But I am very excited for this opportunity to kind of alleviate some of that pressure and hopefully encourage our troops to place an initial order for the 23 program. All right, so hopefully those of you that were not able to attend the meeting in July, you were able to watch the recording that I sent to you. And if not, no big deal. We'll catch you up here really quick. But we did, so I will show you this spreadsheet here in just a second, but we did move our levels a little bit for let me just get this up here. Where are you? There. All right, so we went ahead and did change, let's see, the Superseller and the Disney Trip MacBook Pro level. So last year, the Superseller level was at 1,500 boxes. And in the July meeting, the committee agreed to go ahead and adjust that Superseller level to 1,800 boxes. I know that level hadn't been changed in many, many years. And so I think it was a due change. And we will still have plenty of girls who will hit that goal as well. We also did adjust the Disney Trip or MacBook Pro level as well. Last year, girls to earn that trip or computer needed to sell 2,700 boxes. This year for 23, they will need to sell 3,000 to earn that Disney Trip or MacBook Pro. And again, we had a strong handful of girls who went above and beyond that 3,000 in the 2022 cookie program. And so this is still a very achievable goal for our goal getter Girl Scouts. So with that being said, we did need to adjust the levels in between those just a little bit so that there weren't any strange gaps in the rewards that we offer. So I went ahead and put together two different proposals for the committee. Kelly and Reggie, our ABC consultants, both have helped me put together these proposals or at least reviewed them with me. And so what I'm hoping is after we review this with the committee, then we will put it up for a vote. And at this point this evening, Carrie, I don't want to put you on the spot necessarily with the vote. So if you want to listen to the presentation and then shoot me your vote via email later, that's fine. But we'll go ahead then and collect the committee votes via email. And then I'll get back.
Okay, that works.
Okay, perfect. And that way then I'll get back to back to the committee in about a week once I've collected votes, and I can let you know then what the group has decided.
And
So-
Emma, Drew has joined us too.
Oh, excellent.
So I wanted to make sure, and I would just recommend that after this evening, you send it out and you ask people by, I would say Friday or Monday to respond, because sometimes I'm guilty of this too. If I'm given too long, I forget about it.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I would give a shorter window, and the votes we get will just move on one of the proposals.
Perfect. Yes. I was thinking about having it do either Friday. I'm thinking Friday, probably the least turnaround, get it done before the weekend kind of thing. But if any stragglers come in, then that gives me Monday to catch up, and we'll get that out then to the committee with the results. So you can see here on the screen, to the left, the first 3 columns are the program as it was last year for 2022. And then the right 3 columns here are my proposed changes for 2023. So if you look here at the beginning, we're not changing anything for the first couple of levels. But after speaking with Reggie, who is on the call with us this evening, he did make a recommendation to us that we adjust the 75 and 100 box levels just a bit. And the reason we did that, I'm going to flip to a different sheet here really quick. But if you take a look here at the 75 level, 77.8% of our Girl Scouts who participated in the program reached that level and earned those items. The 100 box level had 70.2% of girls. And so we're hoping to capitalize on that 70% just a bit by bumping the range just a small bit by just 15 cases. And that small adjustment will hopefully then garner a few thousand extra boxes in sales, but really does not change how a girl earns her reward. So it's really not going to be a super huge change. But again, I wanted to make sure that we discussed it with the committee and we got any feelings on that. So what has been proposed was that we adjust the 75 box level from 75 to 99 packages to 75 to 114 packages. Then the next level would begin at 115 packages and go through 149 packages, where previously it started at 100. So again, that 15 box difference could equal extra sales, and also it's not going to be a huge challenge for our girls. So I wanted to let you know that that is a possibility for 23, but again, I wanted to see if anyone from the committee, Drew or Carrie, if you had any thoughts live, and then of course if anyone catching up later has thoughts, they can absolutely let me know via email.
I think, Emma, a lot of people were always pushing to get to that 100 level anyways, because they always wanted that extra, that prize. So I think getting the extra 15 boxes or 14 boxes is not going to be a big deal.
Okay.
I think most people were already getting up there anyways to get to the 100 even anyways. So
yes.
I think that, if we had something comparable, the drawstring bag, I know, was definitely the push. So if we had something similar to that in that thing, I think they would be reaching that just fine.
Perfect. And that's absolutely something. The reason why those two, the choices column is blank is because that's something, once we're done discussing the levels, that's something that we will discuss as a group, what we want to put in those for 23. So Carrie, Drew, I appreciate those thoughts, and I'm glad to hear that, it's really an extra case in a couple. If it were anything more than that, I think it would be more challenging, but really an extra case in the grand scheme. And I think you're right that not a lot of girls are going to 100 and stopping. So I don't think it will be a huge difference for our girls. Carrie, did you have any thoughts? Not to put you on the spot, but if you did, I want to make sure you had a chance to speak as well.
But we may have lost her.
Okay, I was wondering about that with the way, oh, here she is right here in the waiting room. We'll let her get a chance to get caught up here. All right. Looks like Carrie has joined us now. She has audio, so hopefully, Carrie, I didn't know, it looks like you're back with us, and I didn't know if you had any thoughts on that change to the 75 and 100 box level. Okay, no problem. And Carrie, that's no problem if you're having connectivity issues. Again, I am recording this so we can always review it at your convenience and let me know your thoughts. So absolutely not a problem. Okay, perfect. All right, so then if, once we hear from the rest of the committee, if they are all right with that proposed change, then you see nothing really changes at the 150, 200, 250, 300, 400, 500 box level. What I have then adjusted was starting at the 600 box level, I bumped that up the higher end of that range by 100 boxes. So now it would be a girl selling 600 to 1,099 boxes would earn $10 in cookie dough for each 100 boxes that she sells in that range. So again, that's just a 100 box difference. That then adjusted the $150 Amazon, Walmart, American Girl, or cookie dough card to the 1,100 box level, just up 100 boxes from the previous year. Then I also adjusted the 1,200 to 1,799 level. So instead of going from 1,100 to 1,499, the proposal would be 1,200 to 1,799. Then, as we discussed earlier, that adjusted super seller level would be at the 1,800 box level. And then I adjusted then 1,900 boxes through 2,999 boxes, again, would be $20 in cookie dough for each 100 box increment, ending with the 3,000 box Disney Trip or MacBook Pro level. So with this one, we're shifting really just by a few hundred packages. And when you break it down and look at the actual analysis of last year's rewards, and if you don't mind, I'll flip to that here really quick, but you'll see here that, the number of girls that earned the 2,700 box level was 0.5%. And so really when we're looking at, we started adjusting levels really at the 1,000 box level, we're affecting just 2% of our girls. So when it comes down to it, a lot of those girls are going to be goal driven. And so adding an extra 100 to their goal, they'll do that and they'll probably blow past it as well and continue achieving. I do like this option because it does impact the fewest girls. But then my second proposal here, again, we would account for the adjustment at the 75 and 100 box levels. But then I started making adjustments earlier. So the 300 box level would be 300 to 599, and it would be $10 in cookie dough at each level. 600 boxes would be the $75 Amazon gift card. And so you can see, I won't read all the changes to you here, but this second proposal really starts to then dig into those girls who are hitting the 300, 400, and 500 box level. So I didn't know, again, I don't want to put either Drew or Carrie on the spot. You don't have to say your vote today, but if you had any feedback on either of the proposals, I wanted to make sure to go through them with you, and this then I will take to the committee tomorrow morning for a vote due on Friday then. Okay, so Carrie, her feedback was that she does like the first proposal. So that I'm gonna again mark down Carrie for a vote for proposal 1. And Drew, I don't, again, I don't need to put you on the spot. If you don't want to share your vote, that's fine. But also if you have any feedback, I want to make sure that you have time to express that as well.
Could you just do me a favor, Emma, and switch back to proposal 1 really fast? I just wanted to look at something really fast.
And tell me where you need me to be on the screen as well.
Right. Yeah, I think we're right in the right spot. We were
Okay.
looking. I was slightly concerned with that bigger jump when we hit routes number 16, but I think that looking at the overall, when you're getting to these bigger ones, that overall that percentage is smaller. I mean, I think some people see that they're going from, 16 to 19 or 15 to 1800, but that number was so small anyways that we're not hitting the large population of all the girls that I think proposal 1 would be better at this point.
Absolutely. And that's where I do know, especially towards the bottom end, we do start to jump a little bit, but I do think, again, it impacts the fewest girls. And
Right.
so either change is going to cause an impact to our girls, but I do think if we can lessen the blow, especially this year, then I think that could be good. But I appreciate your consideration and things. So I don't know if you want me to mark that down as your vote, but I will collect that via email from you as well if you would prefer.
Yeah, you can put that down if you would like. I will send it to you again as well, but yeah, I would go with 1.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. And so again, for our committee, I will also send this worksheet out to you. And that way you can look at this live and not just stuck with the screen captures of the recording. So you can really dive in and make some considerations yourself as well. So then we are kind of at a challenging part then, now that we've discussed the adjustments, is actually selecting the cookie program rewards. I don't want to just put the selection onto just 2 of our volunteers' backs, but I do want to go ahead and we can go through these, and then what I can do is maybe, I don't know, I'll put together a few options for each level, and we'll do an ABC or an A and B for each level, and then we'll have the committee vote. But either way, I will figure out some sort of way then to have our committee vote, so that way when we make the selection, the entire group is involved. I am happy to say, though, those of you that attended the July meeting, we were going to try to make our cookie reward suggestions off of the 14 girl votes that we had by July 12th. And I, like the rest of the committee, just didn't feel great about that cross section of girls. Just like tonight, the 2 attendees aren't going to make the decision for the entire group, but we did go ahead then and send out a Salesforce email to our parents and troop leaders. We also had our social media team put together a few posts to remind girls to vote, and we grew to 389 girl votes by the time that voting closed on July 31st. So quite a bump there in votes, and a much better cross section to consider, girl decisions when looking at these rewards. So I wanted to go through and I broke things into kind of dollar item groupings. I also, as we go through these, you'll note that I put either top 10 or top 20 next to these items. And that way you can see what the girls like about everything, and we can make decisions based on that. So our dollar items include the sticker sheet, the mood cup, which is always a hit. I know some people, you hear both sides of the coin. Some people say we always do a mood cup. Why can't we do something different? But then we have other girls who love it because then they have one from each of their cookie programs. So it is one of our top 20 item choices based on those 389 girl votes. But we also have the lanyard available in the dollar items as well. For $2 items, we have Magic Sand. We also have that drawstring bag, which I know, Drew, you had mentioned earlier being a popular item. That is girl voted wise in our top 20. Also in the top 20 and in the $2 range are the metallic sunglasses. So they have this nice, cool metallic sheen to them, and they look a little bit like Ray-Bans as well. So $3 and $4 items, we have the door hanger with marker. So girls can leave a note on their door, hopefully telling you to have a great day and not stay out or anything like that. But that's in the $3 range. And then in the $4 range and in the top 10 of girl votes is the Mood sports bottle. So this is a 32-ounce water bottle that shifts with, I don't know if it's temperature, but it changes color. So again, a popular choice. $5 items, all of these are, as you can see, very popular with our girls. The wet dry bag with window is in the top 10. That does not include the phone that's pictured, but it is intended to be used with a smartphone to protect the phone. The Tell Your Story bead kit was in the top 20, as was the Dolphin clip-on plush and the journal kit for this year.
Emma, could you switch back to the screen that you're showing us? We're still looking at the Excel debt spreadsheet.
Oh my gosh. So you've not seen any of these?
No, not yet. Sorry, I was trying to find a way to interrupt you.
No, I'm glad you said something. I'm so sorry.
I reviewed it when you sent out the email, but
it's nice to see it on a bigger screen though. I get that.
It does.
Totally. Yes.
I was getting ready to type, so thank you. Drew.
Okay. No,
Emma, can you share these with us?
Yep. Nope. Thank you very much. I don't know what happened there, but we're just gonna try this here. And then go here. Now can we see?
Yes.
All right.
There we go. Perfect.
Good. All right. So we'll start back at the beginning so you can see all these things I was referring to. So these are the dollar items. Again, that Mood cup is a popular choice with our girls, but this is what those items look like. And again, if we didn't review this in this meeting, but the Go Bright Ahead theme will follow from fall product. The only difference is instead of a seal, the cookie mascot will be a dolphin. So then we have magic sand, the drawstring bag, and the metallic sunglasses. And now you can see what I mean when they look metallic, now that you can see my screen. $3 is the door hanger with marker that girls can use. And that $4 item is the Mood sports bottle that changes color. And that was a top 10 item for our girls. These are the $5 items that we were just reviewing, but you didn't get to see them. So this is the wet dry bag. Again, we will make sure to note if this is an item that is selected that the phone is not included, so we don't have any girls that are upset. The Tell Your Story bead kit is in the top 20. The Dolphin clip-on plush is also in the top 20, as well as the journal set. Our $5 items, the ankle socks are a top 20 item. I know we've offered socks the last couple of years and those are surprisingly popular. This year also a mini lantern flashlight is in the $5 range and was in the top 20 of votes as well. A velvet headband is also a $5 item option as well. So then we have the $7 and $8 items. A t-shirt is in the top 10, as well as the Dolphin small plush, which you can see pictured here. She kind of has little metallic or shimmery swirls throughout her body. And also the Cruiser bike bell is not very popular among our girls, but that is an $8 item that's available. So those are the items that we want to review. And I think, and Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what I may go ahead and do is tomorrow morning, what I'll do is I'll put together a document that has photos of these, pictures, all of that, and I'll share that with you. And I'll also then in that worksheet, the Excel document, I will share, you know, for the $75 or 75 box level, we're looking for a $1 to $3 item or something like that. And we can maybe narrow it down from there as a vote. Does that sound like an okay plan, Kelly?
Yep, that's perfect, Emma.
Perfect. So that way then, you know, you can review this, but also if you don't have time to look through, you can take a look at the document and we'll get votes then based on that. So really, unless Drew or Carrie have any other items of business, Kelly or Reggie included, if you have any other items of business, We really then will take everything, table it a little bit then to an email vote that will go out mid-morning once I've had a chance to process this recording and put together a few of the documents for voting and things. So are there any questions or comments from the committee?
I'm good. I think that video or the document for the vote will be perfect. You can reach everybody and we can get all the answers back to you probably really fast. And
Yes.
I don't, unless there's some major disagreement, I think we all kind of have our favorites that have kind of followed the last couple of years. So I'm
Yes.
not sure that there should be too much discord from all of us.
Well,
But there is,
otherwise-
if there is, we can always come back and say, well, this one or that one, or you can
Right.
pick it.
Absolutely, and do a round 2 of voting. But you are right, it does tend to follow a pretty similar track from year to year. And so that's where, you know, I don't want to just assume, but that's where I am, you know, was thinking that was probably where we would head anyway. But absolutely, that way, if there's any disagreements, we can always take a revote or a second vote or anything like that. But I do, again, sincerely appreciate, you know, Drew and Carrie, you being here on the call tonight, but again, all of our committee members. I know that there are lots of decisions and sometimes we get to you and say, we need a decision right now on something, but we don't have time to meet. And I do appreciate your thoughtful consideration, not only for our troop leaders, but also for our Girl Scouts, because I mean, without them, this cookie program wouldn't matter. So we need those girls to really enjoy and like what we are offering to them. So I appreciate your feedback on all of that.